So before I head out on the weekend, I wanted to touch on something that occurred to me after I got a few compliments from people saying that I'm such a gentleman. And so the topic would be, how did I become considered to be a gentleman, especially over the last few years? I'm not going to say I'm the most perfect gentleman to my standards because I've seen people uh, be peak, gentlemanly model, and that's not exactly me. But if there are people that consider me as such, then I can only say that it comes from very certain things. And I'm not going to say that I was trained to be this way. I didn't go to etiquette school. I wasn't looking at like etiquette videos or books. What did occur to me is that there is this notion where, especially for men, etiquette is often taught by some sort of parental figure. And I will pretty much say that I don't recall either of my parents teaching me how to be a gentleman. I did a lot of like self study. And it's not so much that I studied any sort of material, I studied people. I could say movies are one example. I could say TV shows were an example. It's harder just to understand what a gentleman is through books, like fiction. But I will say that the origin of me behaving the way I do, in courtesy of other people, is, for one, I don't gender discriminate. I will be a gentleman to anyone and everyone without any sort of like mentality that someone is better or lesser than the other. It's just, to me, it's just common courtesy. It's one of the things that helps me engage people openly and freely, both familiar and stranger. And definitely being able to treat everyone equally has helped me holistically really keep to my principles. And I've spoken on some of my principles before, but common courtesy, common compassion has really helped me significantly, whether amongst friends, family, or even what people consider office politics. It helped me become or maintain an honest lifestyle, an honest behavior, oftentimes annoyingly open. But this notion, this image of a gentleman is not something that I aspire to. It's something that um, I believe that if you are good hearted, good natured, you will eventually achieve it. It doesn't mean you have to be well meaning. There is an action, a standard that you have to execute on, because meaning itself, just being meaningfully gentlemanly or good, like again, like I rally behind the notion of the road to hell is paved on good intentions. And so I have to be very not like cognizant and accountable, not just of my intent, but the actions that come from it. I don't want to be in a position where I willingly intend something and it just goes sideways and I'm just, I hold no responsibility over it due to my ignorance. I don't believe that my personal stance should maintain that. um, I'm sure that there are exceptions to that, but as far as I'm concerned, on a daily social level, to me, being a gentleman is being compassionate and accountable as much as possible. And I just wanted to touch on that subject because I found it very flattering when I've heard this remark by people who both know me and others who barely know me. And I appreciate that. So, with that said, thank you for listening in on where I'm at mentally. So far, I'm good. I'm hanging in there. It's been a low energy week, but I've just been pushing forward with whatever I need to do. And I hope that you've all had a good decent week as well. So with that said, I'll catch you guys next time. I'm very grateful that you've come this far in the video, and if there's one last thing I'd like to ask of you is to hit that like button, and if you'd like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.